Hey my dudes, welcome to What's a Smackdown WWE podcast. We are your hosts Tusha and Corie, and we're here to talk all things wrestling. Wow, how exciting has it been lately?
Very exciting.
Oh my god, I can't believe what's been happening.
I can't believe wrestling's coming to Australia.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Doing the main event here.
It's the first time ever.
It's unreal.
I'm so excited. Are you guys excited for this? The first major wrestling event in Australia. Oh my god.
I know.
Fucking Rhea Ripley, what a legend.
I know.
Thank you, Rhea Ripley,
That's
so
right.
much.
That's
We're
right.
so grateful that you wanted to push for a main event here because thanks to that, we get to see it happen.
Amazing.
Elimination Chamber. So we've got like an interesting, a few people that are coming, right?
Yeah, not a lot yet, but still early days.
Yeah, true.
Early
So who
days.
we got? We know.
Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, LA Knight,
Yes.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes. The recently announced Logan Paul.
Yep. And that's so far, and Grayson Waller, I think. And obviously Rhea Ripley.
Of course, Rhea Ripley.
But
absolutely.
I think so far that's the only guaranteed people that are coming.
So, obviously not surprised Grayson Waller
No.
and Rhea Ripley being that they're
not.
Australian.
They should be coming, you know what I mean?
Of course. What about Bronson Reed?
I think he might be. Possibly. Depends what he's doing, I guess, at the time.
So we have 3 Australian wrestlers that are pretty big, known at the moment in wrestling.
Yep.
And potentially all 3 could be here. We definitely know that 2 are going to be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, oh my God, how exciting. But unfortunately, it hasn't sold out yet.
No, not yet.
So we had the last 2 major events done around, internationally were London.
Yep, which was Money in the Bank.
Yes, and they had, how many people attended?
About 19,000.
And that's full capacity, right?
Yeah. Sold out in 2 minutes.
Wow. And we just had another major event in...
Crown Jewel.
Yes, was that Saudi Arabia?
Sure was. And that sold out in 2 hours.
In 2 hours, and that was capacity of 22,000.
Yes.
Now here in Australia at the Optus Stadium in Perth, capacity is 70,000. Still not yet sold out.
Yeah.
I do believe when we had checked last, because we've been watching to see how fast it takes to sell out, when we checked last, there's something like 45,000 sold.
Yep, so far I think.
Still a bit to go, so hopefully it gets a good response.
Hopefully we can sell out.
Fingers crossed for Australia.
That's
and
right.
more events like this here.
Exactly.
So Elimination Chamber should be juicy, but we have an event coming before that.
Yes.
Not here,
No,
of course.
no.
Not to Australia, just to verify.
We have a couple of events before that. We've got Royal Rumble in January, obviously.
Oh, my favourite.
But coming up next week, we've got War Games Survivor Series in Chicago.
Oh, War Games, the juice.
Awesome.
I'm excited for War Games. So, because SmackDown and Raw has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good leading up to this. Obviously, we now know that it's definitely, there's a men and women's team.
Yeah.
And so we've obviously got, let's discuss the men's.
Yep, so Judgment Day.
Of course.
Yep, on one side.
And just so we can, obviously, the wrestlers in Judgment Day are Finn Balor, Damian Priest. Is JD McDonough going to be a part of this? Yeah, because he's just been initiated, if you will.
Yeah,
and, of course, Dom, right?
Dirty Dom.
Of course. So, they're in it versus Cody Rhodes,
Yep.
Seth freaking Rollins, Sami Zayn,
Yep.
and Jey Uso.
Yes.
Interesting lot to put together.
Yes, very.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
How well do we think they work together versus Judgment Day?
Probably not as well.
No. In terms of team, no.
No, I don't think as well. I think it'll be hard for the Judgment Day to win because they're all individually good wrestlers.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I guess in more games it depends on how you work as a team, doesn't it? Not as an individual. So
That is true. This is a team tactic.
that's right. If they can't coexist well, Judgment Day might get the win. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Have to wait and see. And there's obviously word it could be 5-on-5 as well.
Yes, 5-on-5. So if it's 5-on-5,
Yeah.
who?
So Drew McIntyre will be obviously added to Judgment Day's team.
Yes, because we've seen him shaking hands with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, we'll find more about that on Raw. Find out more about that on Raw.
Yes, and obviously, talks about who could be coming back. Now, there was a poll of, we obviously, Randy Orton is on the cards. We want to see Randy come back.
Yeah.
But there's been talks about CM Punk coming back. Interesting.
Very.
CM Punk is very controversial in WWE. If you know who he is or anything that why he was last released, then you're definitely going to understand why he's so controversial. Now this is what's interesting is War Games is at Chicago, is held in Chicago, which is CM Punk's hometown. Now, CM Punk is very, very controversial if you know wrestling.
Before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than I like most people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best. Because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. You're as good as kissing Vince's ass as Hulk Hogan was. I don't know if you're as good as Dwayne, though. He's a pretty good ass kisser. Always was and still is.
Wow.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I am the best wrestler in the world. I've been the best ever since day one when I walked into this company, and I've been vilified and hated since that day because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit.
Oh, so they cut the mic on him. He starts getting crazy. So interesting is now this is no longer run by Vince McMahon. Legalities there. We're not here to discuss that. So this is no longer under Vince McMahon, which is why obviously talks about CM Punk returning because obviously they never got along very well. But CM Punk also, where did he disappear to? He went to
AEW.
That's right, AEW. And also didn't make friends there either, correct? So I suppose you start to just sort of think, did he just get a really unfair run with some shitty people, or...
You start to think, is it the company or is it the individual?
Yeah, exactly. But let's talk about Randy Orton, because I actually would like to see Randy Orton come back.
Massively.
However, I feel like Randy Orton is not going to get maybe the desired return if he comes back to Chicago.
Yeah. I think you might be right.
That's a problem because Randy Orton deserves like an unreal comeback.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I would like to see that for him.
Yeah.
Randy Orton's been out for a long time, but we've got a lot of hints that Randy's coming back.
Definitely.
But it's happening in Chicago.
CM Punk's hometown.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the thing.
That's right.
Ooh, how's Chicago going to feel about that?
Not too sure.
Interesting to see because I believe Randy Orton deserves like that unreal comeback.
Yeah.
He deserves that, everyone loses their damn mind.
Yeah.
Type of,
He's been out nearly 2 years, so...
Exactly, he deserves that.
He definitely
deserves that. So I hope when they choose to bring him back that he gets that wherever it is that he comes back.
100%.
So if it's 5-on-5, obviously there's talks it could be Randy Orton. However, we all know what Randy Orton's like. And now who took Randy out?
Jay Uso.
Oh.
The bloodline, sorry.
Oh my goodness. So if he was to come back, do you think he could turn on Jay?
Possibly. Do a Drew McIntyre.
Interesting.
Very.
Oh wow, the juice of War Games, man. I can't wait.
1 week.
1 week, my dudes. 1 week. Oh my god. What else has been happening?
Damage Control has been taking over Smackdown.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have I have noticed this. So, okay. So, obviously, let's move on to the women then. So, we've got Damage Control. Now, we have a team of 4 because what happened was Asuka was originally supposed to be on the team of Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi. So, is that right? Is it Shotzi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't think she was originally meant to be on that team. I think she was just helping them. And then
Oh, yeah,
on
okay.
Smackdown. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
cool.
Yeah, and she just turned on them in a tag match on Smackdown. So.
Wow. Interesting. So now we have this team of Damage Control, which is Bailey, Io Sky, Asuka now, which is interesting, and Corie.
Corie saying?
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with Corie. If you remember our last podcast, I wasn't familiar with some of our wrestlers we were talking about. I am an old school wrestling fan, my dudes. Just
And Dakota Kai is in Damage Control as well.
She has been injured, so she's back now.
Well, she's not.
But she's not officially back now, so she's obviously not in War Games. And so War Games got a little bit more interesting for the women because on SmackDown just gone, we seen that Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair and Shotzi have a 4th member. There is a 4th member to the team. And that 4th member for us was a little bit predictable. Now, if you're a fan and you know that Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch go way back together. And I remember when I first came back into wrestling again a few years ago, so back in the year 2015, and Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair were kind of friends at this stage. They were friends, and obviously Charlotte Flair's dad was getting involved a lot because Becky Lynch was starting to, have some matches, and she was having some against Charlotte Flair. So there was a bit of an issue there, and obviously Becky Lynch has gone out on her own, become the man, and a lot's happened since they were friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, we seen that they were obviously discussing call someone. Who do you know? Well, they're about to announce who she knows, and who walks in but the man herself, Becky Lynch.
That's right.
So we've got them all together. Personally, I'm going for team, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Shotzi.
Of course.
I personally think the women in this team are very, very, very incredible. They're all incredibly strong. They're all incredible athletes. Bianca Belair should be noted for her strength.
Yeah, she's awesome.
100%. I feel like a lot of the time, yes, Rhea Ripley is strong, and a lot of people are always noting Rhea Ripley, how she's very much like China. But I feel like I look at the strength of women like Bianca Belair, and I've been watching this woman for a while now, and wow, she's impressive. She is so strong. She's so very strong. The people she can pick up, it's just, she does not drop the ball. I'm telling you, this woman is amazing.
Yeah.
Her athleticism is incredible. Her strength is incredible. And Charlotte Flair kills it every time.
Of course. This
woman, every time she's in a main event, brings it like you won't believe. She kills it. She is incredible. So, 2 incredible women here, plus Becky Lynch is also amazing. She kills it. I've seen matches with her that are unreal. Do you know what I mean? Shotzi's the only person I'm probably not so familiar with on this team. But I've seen a little bit of it. She seems seems crazy. So why not?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
But Damage Control on the flip side does have a pretty good team.
They do. Some really good wrestlers on that team.
Yeah. We look at Io Sky. She's impressive.
Massively.
She's really impressive.
Definitely.
I like all this flippy stuff. Do you know what I mean? I like that athleticism. I really love that. And the women can really bring that. So she's very good at that. Asuka's incredible always. Yeah. She's always amazing to watch. She always looks amazing too. Got to credit her for how she looks. She does that herself.
Yeah, that's awesome. She
does her own face paint and stuff. That's amazing. She looks so cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And Kyrie's a new face for me. Bailey is not a new face for me.
No.
However, I've never been a Bailey fan, just to put it out there. So, look, I think Damage Control will do well.
Yeah.
However, I think War Games in itself is just going to be fucking juice.
Awesome. What about the other matches at Survivor Series? There's only been a couple more confirmed so far, but one is obviously Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark
for the Women's Championship. I like Zoe Stark.
So this should be good.
I like Zoe Stark. I gotta say, she's impressive too.
She is.
Like,
She is.
this
For a
woman's a
small chick,
beast.
you know what I
Oh
mean?
my
Very
god! Like,
impressive.
but she's not like small. Like, she's
She's
quite
muscly.
muscly, you know, and she's impressive because she's another one of those flippy chicks, and she doesn't look like that. When
No,
you look
that's
at
right.
her, you don't expect that from her.
No.
But her athleticism is next level. And Rhea noted the other day when Zoe Stark went up to her and was like, you know, you didn't expect to see me coming, pretty much.
Yep.
And she basically said to her, she's like, no, I've been watching you since NXT.
Yeah.
And I knew we would face off.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, interesting. So, unfortunately for Zoe Stark, I don't think she'll win because I do believe that Rhea Ripley is going to have that title here in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that's how that's going to go.
Interesting. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I agree. There's always a chance, but she could lose it and then win it here.
Return, like, get it back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In front of all her fans.
Or
I
her
suppose.
home country.
Yeah. I guess so. You just never know. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it should be a good match.
Yes, I think so. And like I said, Zoe Stark is impressive. I'm so glad that she sort of, you know, killed that shit with Trish.
And she's getting a chance.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. She deserves it, I think.
Yeah.
I think she deserves it. So we've obviously got that happening in Survivor Series. What else is going on in Survivor Series?
So far, I think only the other match confirmed. I think is Carlito versus Santos Escobar.
Yeah, okay.
Because Santos Escobar's turned on LWO.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. And he left the knuckle dusters in the ring. Oh my god, can you believe that?
Yeah. So
what the fuck was that? As if, oh man.
Yeah. So he's versing Carlito at Survivor Series. I don't think it'll be massively impressive, but it should be a half decent match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's probably not going to be one of the highlights.
I don't think
the
compared
night
to the other matches it will be anyway. I think it's hard
to beat
Yeah.
the main event, right?
I think it's hard to compete, you know, on a match card that has war games.
That's what I mean. Well, when I
Yeah.
said main event, that's what I meant
exactly.
is the war games
Exactly.
itself. That's what we're looking forward to, right?
Especially if there's a fifth member on the men's war games and there's a return from someone. It's always juicy when someone returns, no matter who it is.
In talk, because Logan Paul is a wrestler that we have not seen a lot of since he's won his championship. So because of this, there's been talks Grayson Waller is going to take his title. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't really seen Grayson Waller wrestle, to be honest. And the interesting thing about him, Grayson Waller, is he was a history teacher here in Australia. So he was a history teacher and he just completely changed career paths. What was he, 28 when he decided to do this?
Yeah.
So he was at a wrestling event, actually, wasn't he, here in Australia?
Yeah.
And he was like, I love this. Like, I want to do this. So he decided to go ahead and do that. And he's come up pretty quickly, I suppose, since he started, which good for him. That is impressive.
Yeah.
However, I have not seen him wrestle. I have only seen him on the mic, the Grayson Waller effect. Just heard him talk. But he teams up with Austin Theory, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen Austin Theory wrestle as well. So Austin Theory is one that they said was going to be a big name.
I haven't done much with him so far.
Unfortunately. But, like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the overall wrestler has to really move the crowd on many levels. We've got a new face like that, LA Knight. But there's a bit of debate about LA Knight. A lot of people are saying he's just a rip-off of, I suppose, the Attitude Era. They're like, oh, we've seen this. The Rock did this. Stone Cold did this. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Who doesn't love that?
yeah, see, I actually don't mind LA Knight personally. I think he's pretty cool.
That's right.
But, you know, as I said, he's been copying it a little bit. Who came out? Was it Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
Come out and said he's just a copycat pretty much. Like, this has been done. And wasn't it Triple H as well? Who had made a similar statement?
Yeah,
Similar,
yeah.
Something
like that.
So that's interesting. I mean, we want to see maybe some of Attitude Era come back, and this thing where wrestlers were able to be themselves. That was a thing back in the day, is wrestlers were able to be themselves.
That's right.
And in that Attitude Era, I suppose it was really believable a lot more of the time. Whereas nowadays, it's hard to find those wrestlers that move the crowd like that. And I think LA Knight does a really good job.
Yeah.
But they're few.
I think today's wrestling is a lot more predictable as well.
Agreed.
Rather than old
Yeah.
wrestling.
I agree.
Old wrestling was very unpredictable.
Old wrestling, they changed hands more with who was champions as well. We didn't have ongoing champions like the same dude for 3 years. What the hell is that?
It's too long.
That's crazy, man. We're sick of that shit.
So sick.
But anyway.
If you're going to give it to someone for 3 years, make sure it's someone that can wrestle at least.
There's a thing too that's debatable. How do you feel about Roman Reigns as a wrestler? Like, he has been the champion for a long time, and I really don't love his finisher, Superman Punch. Never liked it. It's just not impressive. It just is not powerful. It doesn't look powerful. It doesn't feel believable for me.
Not only that, who hasn't done the spear?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, true. I do like the spear. The best people to ever do the spear, honestly, Rhino did the best spear I've ever seen in my life. Like, are you kidding me?
He'd break people's heart.
He would, man. He goes straight fucking through you. This man was crazy.
Yeah.
Goldberg wasn't bad at his spears. Like, he was pretty good. Edge was pretty good at spears too.
Yeah.
So you're right. We have seen a lot of spears over time, and we've seen it be mastered by a lot of people.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we're ready for a new champion.
100%. I think we've been ready for a while for a new champion.
Who do we want that to be, but?
I think we're ready last year at WrestleMania for a new champion.
Mm,
Unfortunately.
yeah, what happened there I don't think was very cool.
No.
That was pretty shitty, and that makes you think, like, is that done now?
I don't know. There's been talks for a while that they reckon it's going to happen again this year.
You can't repeat. You can't repeat.
No.
We don't want to see that again. What the fuck, man? Like, you had the chance. Do you not agree? Am I wrong here?
No, I do
You
agree.
had the chance the first time. Should have been done the first time,
Exactly.
not the second time. No one wants to see that. Isn't that what they did to Roman Reigns?
Originally, that's basically what ruined him, in my opinion.
Wow. See?
They pushed him too late. They should have pushed him earlier.
At the time, when they had the time. Sometimes you got to go with it when it feels right.
Yeah.
You got to go with that. And I think Cody Rhodes' moment was last year. 100%. 100%. But we still have Damian Priest needs to cash in.
Yeah. And we've got, like we said, Royal Rumble in January.
And if he's talking about the leader causing a little bit of a hiccup where he is, I'm the leader. Apparently there's no leader. Is that a sign? Is he ready to step away?
Hopefully.
Don't know. But anyway, my dudes, we're going to cut this one short for now. Or not short, but we're going to end this one now because we've discussed everything we want to discuss.
Yep.
And we appreciate you joining us. Any opinions that you may have, anything that was said, please leave them in the comments. Anything that you would like us to discuss, please leave in the comments. But we appreciate you, my dudes, and we will see you this time next week. Much love, my dudes. Bye.
Bye.